It's Thursday, Pastor Brian.
How about that?
Yeah, what do you have to say for yourself?
I have a lot to say
I
because
figured
it's
you did.
Thursday. Yes. Yes.
I spilled lunch on my pants.
Did you?
Yeah. I got to take these pants to the dry cleaners now.
Well, they'll take care of you though.
Got a nice grease stain right there.
Grease stains are tough.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, to the dry cleaners. Yep.
Well, yeah. Yep. It's it happens.
We'll see if Al Phillips can fix me up.
Al Phillips, huh?
Yeah. I got one of those laundry bags.
Yeah.
Yeah, where you stuff everything in it, it has your name on it, so you can just run in there and throw it at them.
As fast as you can.
And you can run right out. So
they're usually pretty fast, but
Yeah,
this makes it even
yeah.
even faster.
Yes. Yeah, exactly, because you just throw a bag at them and go.
Right.
I love that.
Which sometimes you got to move fast if you're not wearing pants.
Yeah, right.
You can just
it's my one pair
throw
of
them
pants.
in there
it's
and
like, hey,
got to get back in your car and go.
I need them by 8 a.m. before I come back here. So yeah, I got a little stain, and that's my life.
I think you'll be all right.
Yeah.
I'm confident you'll make a full recovery.
I will tell you that it will be on the website as well, but if you're going to be in worship this weekend,
Yes.
I've already taken a look at the compilation of the annual report. And there's a
Yes.
lot of, every year there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of great stuff in there. And I look forward to sharing that with everybody because there's just so much of looking at
Every year, all kinds of new things.
all
fun
kinds of
stuff.
new things and all sorts of stats in there and numbers and things you can kind of sink your teeth into and some great pictures in there as well. So those will be available this weekend. And like I said, I'm excited for you all to see it and take a look at it and read it over because there is good stuff in there. So
I love it.
I know we're getting ready to send all that to print and it's a big print job because it's a book. I mean, it is a
Yeah.
booklet.
So but the printer can handle it. So
Yeah.
that's the other thing. That was always a concern in prior years.
Yes.
Sometimes the printer couldn't handle all the work that was asked of
thrown
it.
at right. This should be fine. And kudos to Susan, who's been compiling all this.
Yes, publishing the book.
And getting it all together and laying it out, and so I really appreciate that. So it'll be a nice coffee table edition for your house.
That's great. No, it's looking forward to that.
Yeah.
An annual report Sunday.
Yep, and like I said, I got to look through it, proof and look things over, and just I'm like, yeah, this thing's great, and just makes me it's joyful to see all the things that happened in the past
I love
year.
that.
So,
I love that.
So that is exciting. Besides the stain on my pants, we do have an annual report. So,
Yep. And fresh pants for an annual report Sunday,
yes, these will not be worn on Sunday.
right? Okay.
they'll be fresh pants by then. So
Well, I think we should be in great shape.
yeah, we'll be fine. We'll be just fine. There'll be pants with my sport coat on Sunday. Don't worry, anybody.
Beautiful.
So, I know everybody's worried about that. So one of the highlights for me today, no exaggeration, so on a serious note, is having Philip back in the building and back home with us.
That's
so,
wonderful. Yes.
I am guilty of not giving him 30 seconds in his office when he showed up.
Yeah.
He because he's right next to me, right? And he walks by, and I'm like, "Oh, Philip's back! I gotta go talk to him." So he hadn't even put down his backpack, and I was in his office. But I did say the first thing I did say is, "I missed you, and I'm glad you're home." So I did have some pleasantries. I will
Yes.
say that.
It wasn't immediately.
And I did ask permission. I said, "Can we talk business for a minute?" I did ask. So and then we talked about a bunch of stuff. So
A lot of stuff coming up.
yeah,
We
yeah.
really do.
It
So,
is. It's crazy to think. So last night we had Bible study. We were in the book of Daniel and still are. We had youth group. We had children's ministry. We had all sorts of stuff going on in the building. And, announcing to the Bible study was, this is our last Bible study until April because in 2 weeks when our next Bible study would be, because we're first and third Wednesdays, it is Ash Wednesday. Wow. So
wow.
we are moving along in the church year already, and things just keep plugging away. So
Yes, they do.
so we're moving towards that, and you think just February you finish a sermon series. We have Ash Wednesday. We have Lenten services. We begin kind of our journey in Lent on Sundays. We got Valentine's Day for those who it applies to.
Yes, that's right.
We have a chili cook-off. We
It's
have
all coming up this month too.
a Spotlight Cabaret. I mean, like, boom, that's a month right there.
That's a month.
And what is it, like February 5th? And I'm like, oh my gosh, we got all this stuff going on. And of course, it is a blessing. It's always a blessing
That is just it. Yep.
that we are on the move and things are happening, things that we all can participate in if we want to. Ability for people to connect and be together, whether that's through music or through food or through worship or through Bible study. We got all sorts of things going on, and even tomorrow night, although it's not our program, the Lady Luck Showtime Chorus is having a fundraiser tomorrow night. They're sold out. They
Everybody's
are
busy.
sold out. So building is full and busy. So. Nothing
Pretty
wrong with that.
exciting. Nothing wrong with that at all.
So it is February, and traditionally in February is Black History Month, and didn't get a chance to profile anybody on Tuesday. We try to do profiles in Courage in a lot of ways of pioneers
Yeah.
within American history.
Looking at people a little bit deeper.
Yeah. And so I wanted to pick that up today for the rest of the month, and I want to go back to and we've mentioned this. I would consider him a hero
Okay.
before. It may have been a couple of years, but I ran across his story again, and I'm like, maybe you remember this guy, maybe you don't, but this guy's worth coming back to again and again.
Yeah.
So
okay.
I want you to put this picture up on the big screen because I also need to read the text on it, but I remember this guy. His name is Robert Smalls. He was born into slavery in 1839. While a slave, he steals a Confederate military ship. He disguises himself as the captain, uses the secret code book using hand signals to pass by the guard ships at the mouth of the harbor, and this is South Carolina. On his way, he rescues more slaves and their families, escapes to the north for freedom, works as a military advisor to the Union Army until the war ends. He buys a house, runs for Congress, wins, and then this is editorial, and lives happily ever after.
That is.
Why
quite
would
the
you
life.
not want to know who this guy is,
Yeah.
right? And
That is wild.
And I think I said this last time, but I'm like, why is there not a movie about Robert Smalls?
Mm-hmm.
Like there needs to be a,
Remember
like
that.
this is an action adventure movie right here. This guy. And
With the happy ending to go.
yeah, right. I mean, I love the fact that post Civil War runs for Congress and wins. Like that
Runs
is
for
like
Congress and wins.
icing on the cake.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there are heroes out there that are unsung and often forgotten, but I think Robert Smalls is someone that
Worth remembering.
worth remembering and giving praise for his bravery, his strength, and his not only escaping but then being somebody who works to end slavery as being a military advisor, and of course then in Congress being able to work towards more equality within our laws. So just all of that stuff. Robert Smalls is somebody to remember
Pretty amazing.
in history.
Yeah.
So that's our little brief moment in Black History Month. We will try to do that every Tuesday and Thursday between now and the end of the month. Find somebody to talk about and uplift their story because so many stories are forgotten and overlooked. And when people complain about Black History Month, that's one of the things that you want to reply to is many of these stories are forgotten and overlooked. And so it's important to come back and say, and we say this every year, this isn't Black history, this is American history. And so that's why we're doing it. And some of these stories make me have joy at seeing what they did. This guy gives me joy.
It's something incredible.
Right. So we're going to hear a song today. And we do this every Tuesday, Thursday. But this song isn't from last weekend.
Going back a little further.
We're going back a little bit further. And if the editing is correct, cross my fingers, We're going all the way back to June of 2025.
Okay.
This is a song worth hearing again and again, so let's take a listen.
If we all sing one song of love, one song of peace, one song to make all our troubles cease, one hymn, one theme, one hope, one dream. Imagine what tomorrow would bring if we all sing one song. If we all learn the words, just think how great the sound would be. And since the song is in freedom's key, one voice you'll hear, so pure, so clear. Imagine what tomorrow would bring if we all sing one song. There's just one sun that warms the day, and the same moon and stars light our way. Oh, whirling into space, it's our only home, our only place. If we all sing one song of love, one song of peace, one song to make our trouble cease. Imagine what tomorrow will bring if we all sing one song. Imagine what tomorrow would bring. Imagine what tomorrow could bring. Imagine what tomorrow will bring. If we all
One song.
Wow. Yeah.
That was from when we did a concert for our Synod Assembly. Synod is our district area region from St. George, southern Nevada, and all of Arizona. And so we had all the Lutheran congregations and their essentially the representatives all with us as we hosted that meeting, and we said, let's have a concert. And the bishop agreed, and we put out our best foot forward, right?
Yes.
From
There you go.
beginning to end. Love showing folks what we do here really on a weekly basis.
Right, and that it was, and it was because it fit the theme for the Synod meeting,
Unity,
and
yep.
just and so that all tied together.
And so that singing, though, you saw Tim Searcy, one of our very own, here at Community Lutheran Church, and I ran into him last night he was at Bible study last night, and so I had said to him, I said, "Oh, just so you know, you're going to be on our broadcast tomorrow."
Okay.
And he's like, "What?" And I said, "Yeah." I said, "We're going back to doing one song all the way back in June, so I just want you to know you'll be online tomorrow." So we give thanks for that. And then you saw our choir, you saw Keith directing the choir, you saw Philip, you saw Brett on drums. Robbie was playing saxophone, accompanying in that.
I mean, it was a little bit of everything.
A little bit of everybody in there. So, and so this song was written by Marvin Hamlish along with Alan Bergman, including his wife Marilyn.
Really?
So it was really a group project, and I'm going to shout off camera for a second. Philip, wasn't the Bergman project the thing that C.J. Greer was working on, or Becky was working on? I'm sorry, it's like, yeah, Becky Spencer was working on that. And so whenever I hear these names, I go, I know somebody who's singing some of that music, and so what you hear, if you don't know any of those names, are some of the greatest songwriters of the 20th century, is what you have.
Wow.
And 21st century too. And they wrote it as a song. Obviously, you heard peace and unity and love, and it has been arranged into a choir or choral setting for many folks. Actually, I believe I tried to do a deep dive on this song, couldn't find anything.
No, huh?
Yeah, the best I have is early 2000s. But not associated with anything other than it was a piece of music put out. Do you? That's it. It was just kind of standalone.
Marvin used to tour with Becky, actually.
Okay.
And it was just a song with Becky.
So it
Oh,
was
wow.
a song written and published, and often in a repertoire in a show or as an individual or as a group. And so there. Thank you, Philip, for filling in
Gosh.
the blanks on that. But yes, and on one end you say, what a great, kind of we are the world kind of song. But within that, there are such deep biblical roots.
Oh my goodness, all
even
through
if
it. I
it
mean,
wasn't
it's-
intentional. right?
Sure.
But there are biblical roots all over the place in this song. And so what I thought we would do today, just for a little bit, is really dwell on the main theme of unity. Let's talk about unity for a little bit today. And I thought that might be a good biblical theme for us. And of course, one of my favorite places is Psalm 133, the first verse, but I'm also going to do part of the third verse. So Psalm 133 begins this way. I love this. How good and pleasant it is when people live together in unity. Just a declaration.
Yeah.
How good and pleasant it is when people live together, dwell
It's
together in
true,
unity.
isn't it? And when we have it, sometimes we take it for granted, and when we don't have it, we really notice. But
That's right.
To have that unity, and it's a blessing. It's amazing.
So you could go back, let's say, 25 years, and on the old time clock here, and not even notice that there was way more unity in that moment than there is in the year 2026. Sometimes you might even take unity for granted.
Yeah.
And now that there is way less unity and way more contention and way more everything antithetical to unity, you go, oh, I didn't cherish that. I didn't cherish that very thing and foster it.
And foster it.
But yet in the Bible, so Psalm 133, there's a promise associated with living in unity, and that's why I included it. So let me go back to this. how good and pleasant it is when people live together in unity, for there the Lord bestows his blessing, even life forevermore, so even
Wow.
eternal life. So there's a blessing attached to people who strive for and live in unity. That God blesses that. That's something that God approves of.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it is, but you know, this understanding or mindset of almost like it feels like a litmus test or a purity test on every issue of the day. You know, do you believe this, and do you stand on this side of an issue, and how much do you believe in it? And it's like a purity test, and it's a loyalty test, and it's a, you know, and those kinds of lines in the sand are the things that actually create more disunity.
Yeah.
When you have to start saying, you know, this or that, you know, absolute thinking. I mentioned that on Sunday, black and white thinking. You start to create disruption, even if it's small at first, of disunity.
Yeah.
And it doesn't serve, you know, and that's the thing about even within religion, in quotes, is when you have to agree on everything to live in unity, you'll never have unity. You know, I think it's okay. I mean, me personally, is I don't have to agree 100% with an adjacent Christian faith, denomination, whatever you want to call it, for me to live in unity with them.
Right. Because you're never going to find that even person to person. There's
Right.
always going to be differences, but it doesn't mean we can't be united. It doesn't mean that we're not all connected to
Yeah.
Christ, through Christ, in Christ.
Right. Are you, you know, well, we agree on all these things, but you agree in a pre-rapture tribulation or post. Post. You're a heretic, right? You know, like you get so into the minutia
Yeah.
that like even a minor point. I just, for the record, I am totally comfortable with folks like, okay, you know, you believe that Jesus is Lord, you know, and B, you know, Jesus welcomes all and not some. If we agree on that, if you don't want to believe in the presence of Christ at communion, fine, right? Like I'm not going to go to war over transubstantiation, right? Or consubstantiation.
Consubstantiation
Yeah.
versus transubstantiation
right.
versus
Memorial.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
memorialism,
yes.
right? I'm not going to go to war over that. If we can agree that Jesus is Lord and that Jesus loves everybody, we're good, right? You know,
Yeah.
you know, if out of that you only believe in adult baptism, well, I may disagree with you, but I don't need to go to war with you on that, right? You know, so I think there's something to be said about agreeing on the really important things, and it's okay to like hold on to your beliefs and let other people have their beliefs. I think I think if you extend that into interfaith relationships, you know, to have respect for other faiths, and you know, and the caveat to that is they have respect for you too. You know, like if there's a faith that wants to exterminate you for what you believe in, well, we're probably not going to have a lot in common, right? But if they're willing to let you have your beliefs and you let them have theirs, even when you don't see eye to eye, there's unity in that.
Right.
And that you may be able to actually agree on lesser things, you know, like, you know, peace and love and community and that kind of stuff. And maybe that's as far as it goes, but those are important.
Right.
And
It is, and it's another way of saying it is the way Jesus said, "Love God, love people."
be done with it.
And everything else kind of falls into line after that. I mean, you can argue about little details, but if you're loving God, loving people, or Jesus is Lord, and that welcoming all people, it's the same thing.
Yeah. Just, there's no reason to pick fights.
Yeah.
And it's okay not to be on the same page as everybody over everything. That does not make somebody an enemy.
Yeah. Yeah. Or looking to make your stand on a molehill is what we've talked about before, right?
That's,
Like,
yeah,
it's
we
just
did a
like-
sermon series on
Exactly.
that, didn't we? That was a couple of years ago.
It
But
was.
we talked about molehills
Yeah.
and what's the mountain we stand on, or are we going to stand on the molehills of life, right? I do remember that.
Yeah.
And I don't think that was actually the purpose of that sermon series, but that's what
Kind of the theme of it morphed into.
that,
Yeah,
and it was
yeah.
like, okay, there's our theme. Because I'll tell you, sometimes within life and even sermon series and things, you think I'm gonna shoot for this, and God's like, well, I'm just gonna inspire that a little bit and make it better because this is really where you need to go.
Yeah.
And you go, okay, we'll just run with that, right?
Yeah.
So think about unity in the sense of not conformity. Like we all have to conform to the same everything. That's not what unity is. And unity is allowing that space for people to be people. And not having to go to war with them and fight them. Sure, there's accountability. I mean, that's a whole different issue. But I'm just saying, in general, to have a good community is to allow folks to express and live their lives as long as they're not hurting people, and you do the same, and boom, there we go.
There we go. Absolutely. That's
So,
it.
and when it doesn't, things fall apart like the church in Corinth.
The Corinthians had a few problems.
Yes, they did.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they did. That's one of the things that when I get to heaven, I'll be like, where are the people from the church of Corinth? I want to go. I want to meet them. I want to hear about this.
You want to hear about it, not to party with them.
No.
But
I do not want to be. If you read 1 Corinthians, you do not want to party with them. But I still would like to be like, tell me, what were you guys thinking?
yes.
You
Fascinated by the story.
by the story.
Yeah.
And Paul's like, don't make me come down there.
Mm-hmm.
But in 2 Corinthians, which Paul is rebutting probably a very angry letter sent to Paul after 1 Corinthians, he's still trying to fix some stuff there. But the very end of this letter, which is the goodbye part of the letter, there's a verse in here that talks about unity. And I really, it struck me today as I was studying that this is nothing we've ever talked about, but I really liked this goodbye to the Corinthian church as Paul's trying to put them back together.
Okay. Yeah, so from 2 Corinthians 13. Finally, brothers and sisters, rejoice. Strive for full restoration. Encourage one another. Be of one mind. Live in peace. And the God of love and peace will be with you.
So even with the conflict, he's like, stay in that joy mode, rejoice, double joy. It's like you got to still rejoice because God is good. But that second line, strive for full restoration. I don't see that as negative or even conformist. What I see in that is like, try to glue things back together.
Yeah.
Try to bring things back to the way they were originally, whatever that state was. But restoration, try to put things back into its original condition. And when I think about restoration, one of the things I think about is over the years, haven't done it in a long time,